A lot of Black people are not broke because they're lazy. They're not behind because they're stupid. And they're definitely not struggling to save because they just love wasting money. That story is a lie. Because when you grow up watching money leave faster than it comes in, when one emergency can wipe out 3 months of progress, when you're helping family, covering bills, surviving inflation, and trying to look okay even when life feels heavy, saving doesn't feel like a habit. It feels like a miracle. And in my opinion, that's one of the most dangerous lies in personal finance. Telling people they have a discipline problem when what they really have is a survival problem. So in this video, we're going to talk about the real reason saving feels so hard in Black households, and more importantly, how to break out of that trap without shame, without fake guru fluff, and without pretending the system has been fair. Here's the truth nobody says clearly enough. You cannot save consistently if your life is designed around recovery. Recovery from low pay, recovery from debt, recovery from helping everybody else, recovery from emergencies, recovery from starting late, recovery from being the first one in the family trying to build something.
Because a lot of financial advice is built for people who already have margin, people who already have a cushion, people whose parents had a cushion, people who got help with rent, school, cars, down payments, or simply had a home where money wasn't constantly on fire. But for many Black families, that is not the starting point. Federal Reserve data showed the typical Black family had median wealth of $24,100 in 2019, compared with $188,200 for the typical white family. And in newer Federal Reserve data for 2022, the typical Black family had about $44,900, while the typical white family had $285,000. That's not a budgeting harder gap. That's a completely different starting line.
A lot of people hear wealth gap and think that just means rich people have nicer houses. No. Wealth is your shock absorber. Wealth is what keeps a car repair from becoming a crisis. Wealth is what stops a hospital bill from turning into credit card debt. Wealth is what lets you breathe after losing a job. Wealth is what gives your kids a softer landing than you had. When that cushion is missing, every mistake costs more. Every delay hurts more. Every emergency hits harder. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that 41% of Black consumers had no emergency savings at all, compared with 19% of white consumers. And only 15% of Black consumers had at least 1 month of income saved for emergencies, versus 43% of white consumers. That means for many people, the issue is not knowing how to save. The issue is that there is barely anything left to save after survival. And that's why I really want this message to land. If saving has felt hard for you, that does not automatically mean you are bad with money. Sometimes it means the math has been against you for a long time. There's also another piece people avoid because it makes people uncomfortable. Some families inherit money. Other families inherit bills, stress, fear, eviction history, bad credit, medical debt, a constant sense that money is never safe. That emotional inheritance matters just as much as the financial one. Research from Brookings and the Federal Reserve shows Black households are less likely to receive inheritances, less likely to have large liquid savings, and less likely to have family networks that can step in with emergency money. Brookings noted that in 2019, average liquid assets were about $1,500 for Black households versus $8,100 for white households. And white households were much more likely to say they could get $3,000 from family or friends in a pinch. So when somebody says, "Why don't people just save?" my answer is simple. Because some people are saving for the future, and other people are constantly rescuing the present. So how do you escape? First, you have to stop seeing saving as some giant, glamorous goal. Saving is not a flex. Saving is a defense system. It is not about posting screenshots. It is not about pretending you have it all together.
It is about buying yourself time, buying yourself options, buying yourself dignity when life gets ugly. In my opinion, the first real financial win is not your first $10,000. It's your first moment of not panicking. That's the goal. Not perfection, not aesthetic, not impressing people. Just less panic.
So here's the game plan I would tell any beginner. Start with a survival fund, not a dream fund. Don't start by telling yourself you need 6 months of expenses when you can barely hold on to $600. That goal is too big for someone in survival mode. Start with $500. Then build to 1 paycheck. Then build to 1 month of expenses. Small targets create momentum. Big targets create shame. Next, make your savings harder to touch. Do not leave your emergency money sitting in the same checking account where you buy food, gas, and random stuff when you're tired. Put it in a separate savings account, preferably one that is not attached to your debit card. Out of sight is not childish. Out of sight is smart. Then, automate something small and embarrassing. Because people think automation only matters if it's $300 a month. No. If all you can afford is $15, $20, or $25 every payday, automate that anyway. The habit matters before the amount does. A weak system always beats strong motivation that disappears in 3 days. Then build a line in your budget for reality. If you're the person family calls, stop making that a surprise every month. Create a category for it. Family help, unexpected support, whatever you want to call it. Because if it keeps happening, it is not random. It is part of your financial life. A real budget has to tell the truth.
Then attack the leak, not just the spending. Sometimes the problem is not coffee. It's overdraft fees, high-interest debt, buy now, pay later payments, late fees, insurance that's too high, subscriptions you forgot, a car payment choking your whole month. That's where real progress hides. Not always in cutting joy, often in cutting financial traps. And finally, increase income with urgency. I know that's not the sexy answer, but sometimes the budget is already squeezed dry. Sometimes the next breakthrough is not saving better, it's earning more. Ask for the raise, switch jobs, pick up a side skill, sell the service, learn the certification. Personal finance gets easier when there's actually something left over.
And let me say this clearly. Shame does not build wealth. Shame makes people hide. Shame makes people avoid their bank account. Shame makes people pretend. Shame makes people spend emotionally and then feel even worse. What builds wealth is honesty. Honesty about where you are. Honesty about what drains you. Honesty about what you can afford. Honesty about who you're trying to impress. Honesty about whether your money is serving your future or just calming your anxiety for one night.
You are not weak because you started late. You are not broken because saving feels hard. You are not cursed because your family didn't hand you a blueprint. You may simply be the first person trying to stop a cycle that was bigger than you. And that matters.